Hello everybody, Calamity here. Sorry for the late video on this boss fight, but today we're fighting the third boss in the Path of the Behemoths event, the Tulpa. And we're going to start off by showing you the research topics I picked this time around first. So if you're not familiar with this boss fight from Fontaine, it's this gigantic water elemental that hits pretty hard. And he summons these little tiny versions of him that basically empower him. And we want to get rid of them as fast as possible because he'll end up doing even more damage. So the research topics I have picked today, and honestly, this is up to your judgment call. You can have it so that when a half tulpa appears, 3 of them will appear instead of just 1. Now, in my team, I'm using Nahida, and she has really good range to apply Dendro, and she can instantly kill the half tulpas with 1 usage of her elemental skill. You just have to pan the skill across the battlefield or across the arena, and they'll all be dead in a single second. It's really fast. That's why I like to use that there. If you don't have Nahida or you're not using a Hyperbloom team, you might consider the Environment Enhancement Experiment. This makes it so that it's harder to defeat the half tulpas with attacks and elemental reactions, but if you're bringing like a hard-hitting team, you only have to deal with 1, right? So it's not too bad, and if you have a little bit of AoE, you can hit the boss and the half tulpa, so it's up to you. I found this one to be easier again because excuse me, I have Nahida. And I don't pick the monster threat assessment again, just like the previous videos, because this boss already hits hard. Giving it 120% attack boost to make it hit even harder is not fun. And it will probably one-shot you a lot if you don't have proper shields or heals. So if you're not confident in your healing and your shields, probably don't pick it like I did. And then the last one is the Devastating Torrent. Long paragraph here, but basically to condense it down for you, it's gonna start charging up this like big attack that'll wipe out all your characters, but while it's charging, you just have to destroy the shield that it has. And you'll constantly gain fighting spirit and elemental skills. You'll reset the cooldown of your elemental skills, so you have a lot of stuff to work with to destroy this shield as fast as possible. But honestly, you can also do so much damage to the tulpa that you could completely skip this mechanic, so it's basically like a nothing mechanic if you're fast enough with your damage. So that's why I picked it there. And just again, just to remind y'all, if this ends up being too hard, you can go back down to like a normal difficulty just to get the gem rewards instead. But that's pretty much it for the research topics. For the party, I do have a weird Hyperbloom setup. Normally, we would have Xingqiu here to apply Hydro, but because the boss is Hydro, and will always have Hydro applied to it, you actually don't need to bring him. In fact, it's immune to Hydro damage anyway, so characters like Xingqiu, Yelan, Nuvolette, Mualani aren't going to be good here. I went with a Hyper Bloom this time around. It is mostly free-to-play friendly here. We have a bunch of 4 stars. If you don't have Nahida, you can try it with Dendro Traveler instead, or Kali. You can also replace either Yao Yao or Kirara. Like, I just have a bunch of Dendro application here. So we can bloom as much as possible, or excuse me, Hyper Bloom as much as possible. And of course, Cookie Shinobu going to be our trigger for that element's reaction. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and actually do the fight, and then I'll show you the builds afterwards. Go ahead and get that shield. I usually wait for the Tulpa to spawn like that, and then we use the skill. And you can see we instantly got rid of them. And we can just focus the boss very easily. And remember, when you see them spawn, it's always 3. So all 3. And we're just gonna keep damaging the boss. Very careful with the attacks. We have Yao Yao to heal us if we fall too low. And we have the shield from Kirara as well. There you go, he's charging the shield, but Hyper Bloom just does so much damage, right, that we destroyed the shield basically instantly. And we did it in 54 seconds. We had so much extra time, so I definitely feel like this one was way easier. And honestly, I did it faster already. I did it in 49 seconds in a test run, so I guess the only reason why we took so long here is because I was like too busy yapping and explaining what was going on. But very easy, especially if you have Hyper Bloom, but it doesn't have to be Hyper Bloom. Don't feel like you're limited to it. You can bring a freeze team, you can bring overcharged, electro charged, you know, like literally anything will work here. Good AoE will help in getting rid of the little tiny half tulpas. But yeah, let's just show you the builds and let's get out of here. Alright, let's start off with Cookie Shinobu at level 90. She's using the Iron Sting. This is a free-to-play weapon you can craft in Mondstadt at Refinement 5. You don't have to get it at Refinement 5, I just did it because why not? It just gives her a bunch of Elemental Mastery for free. Artifact, she's using the Flower of Paradise Lost with an emphasis on Elemental Mastery, and that is pretty much it. Like, we put that on every main stat we can. I mean, if you can get a little bit of HP as well, that's okay to help her healing out a bit, but not necessary at all. Energy Recharge also, again, not needed, but if you can get it as a substat, you know, sure. And then we got more Elemental Mastery on the Flower and the Feather, so pretty easy stuff there. She is at C4, not even C6, so I could even be getting a bit more damage with a bit more constellations in the future. And she is at 1, 9, and 7. Now for Hyper Bloom team, I should point out that talent levels do not matter for Hyper Bloom damage at all, but because I still want her to heal a decent amount of HP, we have her at 1, 9, and 7. Again, this is more for the electro application, not so much the damage. Next up is Nahida. She has her signature weapon at Refinement 1, and she has the Deepwood Memory set. She is also built primarily for Elemental Mastery. That's why she has it on all of her main stats. She is at C0, but if I ever have the urge to just wail on this game and get her constellations, my Hyper Bloom team would be so broken. But we don't need it. And talents are 7, 9, and 9. Next up is Yao Yao. She is rocking that Favonius Lance to give more energy to the team. Not really necessary for this Hyper Bloom team. I should point that out. Better in Aggravate teams, I would think. Anyways, she's just built for healing. Healing and a bit of support with energy recharge. I don't know how I got so much crit damage on that, but it's just how it is. Sands, HP percentage, Goblet, HP percentage, and HP on the circlet as well. And honestly, these substats are awful. She just keeps getting so much crit damage. I don't know how that happened. And she's only at C1, so missing a bunch of extra levels for better healing and just more buffs. But that's okay, and her talents are 1, 7, and 7. Last but not least is Kirara, using a Favonius sword for even more energy to the team, but not necessary. Artifact-wise, she's just doing 2-piece Vorakosh's Glow, 2-piece Tenacity of the Millilith. This is just to give her more HP for a better shield, and that is exactly how she's built. A little bit of crit rate to help with the Favonius sword, by the way. And then we have HP percentage, a little bit of energy recharge, never hurt nobody, but HP on the Sands, HP on the Goblet, HP on the Circlet. And that is pretty much why she has 47,000 HP. She is only at C2. So yeah, she is also missing some extra Dendro application and a little bit of buffs for the team. So yeah, we'd be even doing more damage if I had her at C6. And last but not least, her talents are 1, 9, and 8. And that is pretty much it for the builds and the team. Again, I found this one to be really easy. So hopefully it was easy for you as well. But if you are struggling, feel free to ask for some tips, advice, and if you want to share your own tips and advice for fellow travelers out there, feel free to do so in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a lot. And I'll see you all in the next video.